With regards to the resignation of Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar, the question that is now being put out is that does it have anything to do with the opposition-backed motion to remove a judge who was found with cash recently? Yes, we are referring to the Justice Verma case. That motion was accepted by Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar as the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Apparently, this is an issue that did not go down well with the ruling party, as it did not want to give the opposition the benefit of initiating action against Justice Verma. It felt as if the opposition stole the thunder of this issue and would now stake claim for initiating the process of the removal of the judge. Is that the reason? This is something that has been widely said about the actual reason why Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar sent his resignation. But before I go into the reasons and what happens now, let me first tell our viewers what happened. How and when did Jagdeep Dhankar, the Vice President of India, resign? Let's begin. India's Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar has resigned from his post with immediate effect, citing health concerns as the reason behind this sudden decision. His resignation comes on the very first day of the monsoon session of Parliament, creating a major surprise in political circles. In his official letter, Dhankar stated that he was stepping down to quote-unquote prioritize health care and abide by medical advice. The resignation was submitted under Article 67A of the Constitution. Jagdeep Dhankar had assumed office as the 14th Vice President of India in August 2022. A lawyer by profession, he previously served as the Governor of West Bengal and as a Union Minister. During his nearly 3-year tenure, Dhankar presided over significant Rajya Sabha debates and was known for his assertive style of functioning. In his farewell note, Dhankar expressed gratitude to President Draupadi Murmu, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and all members of Parliament for their support and cooperation. With his resignation, the post of the Vice President, who also serves as the chairperson of the Rajya Sabha, has now fallen vacant. The Election Commission is expected to announce the schedule for electing a new Vice President soon. Until then, the Deputy Chairman may preside over the upper house. This marks the first time in recent history that a sitting Vice President has resigned mid-term, triggering a high-stakes political development. Well, as I mentioned in the opening, the entire move to accept the opposition-backed motion to remove Justice Verma did not sit well with the centre, because it felt it robbed the centre of this opportunity to lead the offensive against the judge and corruption in judiciary. Now, apparently there was a phone call made to Jagdeep Dhankar in this regard. There was an acrimonious, quote-unquote, acrimonious phone call is what is being reported by a number of publications, and things just went downhill from that phone call. It is very possible that in that call itself, Mr. Dhankar decided that he will step down. Officially, as I mentioned, the reason cited was medical grounds, health reasons. Opposition is widely claiming now, a number of members of the opposition parties are claiming that there is more than what meets the eye. Let's listen in to some of the reactions that have come in.
First of all, I wish him the best of health. In a sense, saddened because I have a very good relationship with him. In fact, I know Dhankar Saab for what, 30, 40 years. We were paired with each other, we were paired against each other in matters. And we have a bonhomie between us that is quite unique.
See, I would like to describe him as a hardcore communist who was not ready to compromise on his basic principles. He fought against corruption in all forms. He was also a person who worked with the people on issues which affected the people. So I would say that thousands of people who are communists and who are not communists would definitely miss him.
न्यूज़ है हम सबके लिए, सत्ता पक्ष के लिए पता नहीं, लेकिन ऑपोजिशन के लिए तो शॉकिंग न्यूज़ है। आपने देखा कांग्रेस के जयराम रमेश जी ने भी इस पर ट्वीट किया है, और आज हाउस में बिल्कुल ऐसा महसूस नहीं हुआ कि वो आज ही रिज़ाइन करने वाले हैं। एक बार भी ऐसा नहीं फील होने दिया। और सबसे बड़ी बात, कल बिजनेस एडवाइजरी कमेटी की मीटिंग उन्होंने रखी है 1 बजे से तो उसको कैंसिल भी नहीं कराया। अगर ऐसा उनको रहता तो वो क्यों रखते, या सुबह में ही अनाउंस कर देते कि वो कैंसिल है।
आज उपराष्ट्रपति जी ने जिस तरीके से सरकार के एक तरीके से खिलाफ जाकर के उन्होंने जो एक चेयर पे रहते हुए निर्णय देने की कोशिश की कि जब जस्टिस यादव का इम्पीचमेंट मोशन भी पेंडिंग है और जस्टिस वर्मा का भी, तो मैं दोनों के इम्पीचमेंट मोशन को मैं ये नहीं कर सकता कि जो पहले आया है उसको छोड़ दूं और दूसरा को पहले ले लूं। तो कहीं ना कहीं ये साफ दर्शा रहा है कि सरकार से उनकी जो है वो ठन गई, क्योंकि वो स्वयं कई बार कह चुके हैं कि वो किसान के पुत्र हैं और वो दबाव में आने वाले नहीं हैं।
मैं ईश्वर से प्रार्थना करता हूं कि वो एक उनको लंबी आयु ईश्वर दे और स्वस्थ रहें।
Clearly, Mr. Dhankar was aggrieved with the ruling party as well, or certain members of the ruling party, let's put it that way. The 4:30 p.m. Business Advisory Committee, or the BAC meeting that was called by Dhankar, was not attended by Kiran Rijiju and JP Nadda, two of the important figures of the ruling party. Kiran Rijiju, of course, would have an axe to grind with Mr. Dhankar because he had raised red flags about the NJAC and the functioning of the executive vis-a-vis the judiciary, where Mr. Dhankar did not seem to be aligned really with the policies of Kiran Rijiju when he was the law minister. So that was one part of it, but JP Nadda also skipped that meeting. Later, both the senior members of the BJP clarified that it had nothing to do with Jagdeep Dhankar initiating the motion to remove Justice Verma. They had other reasons why they could not attend the meeting, but clearly that was one signal or one point that we can pick up, that something was amiss, something was not going well with the BJP when it came to Mr. Jagdeep Dhankar. Of course, here is a man who had several run-ins with the Trinamool Congress as well when he was the governor, and immediately after taking office, he raised questions not just of the opposition but of the ruling party as well. Perhaps it became a matter of things gone too far. But let's now talk about what happens next. Who will be the next Vice President? So who performs the duties of the Vice President of India? Now let's remember that he also acts as the Chairman of the Rajya Sabha. And now, because he is the ex officio Chairman of the Rajya Sabha, the Deputy Chairman, currently Harivansh Narayan Singh, will take over. His duties, will preside over the House. The Parliament is in session. Secondly, if we look at the question of whether there will be an election held for the Vice President, there is no such mandatory period within which elections for the Vice President will have to be held. Unlike when it comes to the President, the Constitution requires a vacancy to be filled within 6 months. There is no such fixed deadline when it comes to the Vice President. And the last important point is that Vice President is elected by an electoral college comprising of members of both the Houses of Parliament, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, including nominated members. Unlike in a presidential election where state legislatures do not participate, voting is held in the Parliament House in New Delhi by a secret ballot using the system of proportional representation with a single transferable vote. Each MP casts a vote by ranking candidates in order of preference. All votes carry equal value. So that is how the elections are held, but that is far away now. As I mentioned, the new incumbent will be serving a full 5-term from the date of assuming office. The rules for who comes next as the Vice President in case of a resignation is very different from the case of a president. Thanks for watching.